Hey guys, what's going on? It is your boy Southpaw Brad. I'm here on so I guess we're New Year's Eve, technically. New Year's Eve. Let me fix something real quick. I forgot to change my um Wi-Fi setting real quick. Um yeah, New Year's Eve. So I haven't I think I went back and double checked. My last video was actually yeah, my last video was hang on, let's okay, there we go. Yeah, my last video was about well, it was 6 days ago. I did it on Christmas Eve, so I'm hitting this a day earlier than last time. But I just got some stuff I want to share now. Sorry about that. I told you guys I'm doing like a major overhaul in my organization of my books. Now, has that stopped me from buying books? No, I'm still buying stuff. So, it is what it is. And I was like, gosh, do I need to slow down because it's really getting out of hand? But I was like, I don't really have any other hobbies. I do collect, for the longest time, I collected bourbon, I collected cigars. So I think I've got enough of those things. Certainly got enough bourbon. I've got quite a bit of bourbon. So I have enough of that stuff. So I can, I don't have to keep buying that. I'm going to post it just in case anybody pops in. I'm going to post the link. Just in case, I'm going to jump in and just start breezing through this stuff. So there's the link just in case anyone wants to hey, comic bookworm, what's going on? Nice video. You've been busy, man. I just double checked. I have not done a video in 6 days, so I am way behind. You've done you're hitting just about one every day, it seems like. So I just called up with you this morning. I had my coffee and I watched your one of your videos this morning. Then I saw you. I think you just did another one today for your comic haul from Midtown, if I'm not mistaken. So good for you, man. It's awesome. It's always I think it's just fun to do these. I enjoy doing this. I know a lot of people maybe the comic book haul stuff that I do, it's not, I do try to share some of my speculation or some of the reasoning behind getting some of the books that I buy. So I think that's informative. Doing that particular thing is informative. But I've got a couple of packages, one of which came from overseas that I would love to. Very nice. So you had some stuff that you just had sitting there. So okay, I hear you. Well, I mean, kudos to you for having the time to do the pre-recorded stuff. And then see, that's the one of the nice things about going live is you don't now it's not as my stuff isn't flashy by any means. 2022 for Southpaw Brad should be interesting. I think it's going to be fun. I've got some things. I don't want to just do haul videos. I've got some collaboration stuff I'm working on, and maybe some like Q&A type stuff that I would love to do. So yeah, but one of the things on my list is let's edit some videos more. Let's get an official logo that I can put right up here. Replace this one. So I'll end up buying StreamYard for a year. And what's up, homie? Happy New Year. I didn't know if you're not hanging out with Tito again this weekend, are you? I saw was it Instagram where you posted that picture, man? That's awesome, dude. I hope y'all had a good Christmas and looking forward. I was just talking about upcoming collaborations, and you and I have certainly discussed doing one, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So 2022 is going to be a good year for us content folks, our YouTube comic content folks. I think it's going to be a really good year. Okay. Hey, that's cool though. That's neat. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Yeah, we are yeah. I like we like a lot of the same stuff. I think we could do some really cool stuff. In fact, we will, we had talked about discussing it after the first of the year, so we'll do that. But I've got some ideas. I know you got some ideas, so I probably need to hurry up and organize my collection back here. It's in utter disarray. I'm glad the background's dark, so you guys can't see what's going on back there. But I'm going to need to organize this stuff, because if I need to access something while we're doing our collaboration, I'm like, I got to know where everything is. So that'll give me incentive to do what I need to do on my end. But yeah, it's been fun. In fact, a couple of the books, I'll tell you, Empire, a couple of the books that I'm going to share today are spec that I did not have, but something you recommended. So I got a couple of those in this box right here. So I appreciate you swinging by, buddy. And I hope you, so an app for, you're talking about like to organize my collection. I do not currently, and I think it's one of those situations where as long as you probably, as long as you use something, you should. Let me ask the chat though. Yeah. What do you guys use? If you use an app to organize your collection, I'm alphabetizing my physical books right now. But I do need an app, because I am starting. I don't just, it's probably contrary to popular belief, I don't just buy spec books. I do. I enjoy that. And I've enjoyed seeing your Spider-Verse stuff here, man. You've been doing that Spider-Verse stuff. But I'll ask the chat, like, if you guys do, yeah, all right, here we go. Yeah, I hear you, man. I've got 2 lights, and it kind of darkens the background. So thank God for that. Yeah, CLZ. That's one. I know several people use that, and I probably should. Now, Empire, tell me this: have they were connected to Go Collect, so you'd have some idea of the value? I heard that went away. Do they have any? Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Do they have any kind of connection to another service, or did they re-up that, or what? I think with CLZ, I don't know that you actually need to, if you actually need to alphabetically by publisher. That's a whole nother animal there. There's more than one way to skin a cat, for sure. All right, so there's not anything there to like, I don't know that I necessarily need to know the value. I probably have some idea. And I think for the stuff that you catalog, the value is probably, you're probably talking about runs, like I'm doing Daredevil Volume 2. Well, I will need to know what I'm missing so I can connect the dots on that stuff. So I don't know that I necessarily need a value, for each issue. So, yeah, that's okay. That's cool. And it's cheap, man. I might do that again. I might do that here coming up this weekend, maybe. So yeah, I appreciate that. So I'm gonna jump in, guys. I've got one overseas parcel, and I've got one my comic shop box here. So I'm gonna jump in. I think most of this stuff I know what it is. I know the backstory on it. So like I said, I love sharing that with you guys. It gives, well, it tells you kind of a method behind the madness. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I know it, a random issue, you're lucky if it's still worth cover price on a lot of that stuff. Okay. Speaking of cover price, yeah. So you buy into 2 services for all that stuff. Okay, cool deal. So, well, some of your spec, and when we do these speculation things, it's some of them are, some have a greater likelihood than others, I would say. I'm just going to organize this real quick, because I do have multiple issues of the same book. Let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and put these together so I can just share the multiples. I think it goes maybe a little bit quicker, so I'm not running through the stuff over and over again. Interesting. Okay. These are together. Two of those, this. Okay. I want to put that over here. Got that. All right. All right. This one's here. These two. All right. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with this. Exciting. Yeah, I know. I've got most of this stuff pegged. So, Empire, I'll start with the one that you're responsible for. Yeah. Yeah, eBay. I did start doing make sure I was doing the sold data, because I mean you can list something for whatever you want to. You know, you can post any book for $1 million. So Empire, I'm going to start with the one that you are responsible for. The book that you mentioned. Wait, they're there. Okay. There is two of those. All right, so I got two. Yeah, I got two of these. This was one you mentioned, and there's some substance there because this was in the what if. I wasn't familiar with this, but you mentioned it, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna jump on that. I'm gonna see what's up with that. So this was a book that was worth getting. So that Bullet Points, a neat spec book. We saw Steve Rogers in the Iron Man costume in What If, in the Peggy Carter What If, that first episode. So this is the first appearance on that. Yeah, I think that was that's solid, man. That's some solid stuff there. So yeah, that's a cool book. It wasn't super expensive, and if you can cover your bases, I'd like kind of off the wall stuff like that. So that him popping up in the What If, I really wouldn't be surprised if that book influenced some of that. So now here's one I told you about, and I didn't tell a ton of people. In fact, these just now started. Well, they didn't start landing. I just now started opening the boxes that these books are in. But we'll start off with the 1872 first appearance of like the third or fourth Red Wolf. It actually takes place. This is a book that takes place in 1872, and it's a Steve Rogers is the sheriff of the town, but that Red Wolf, and I'll tell you why that was this might mean something. I'll connect the dots a bit on this one. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, we definitely have to share. I like sharing my spec, but I want to make sure I got mine stacked up first. It's like, and it's not often. Now, you and I collect similarly, so it's not often that I have. I think it's probably not often that either of us don't have the same, because we always comment like, "Oh man, I just picked up some of those," so it's cool to. But yeah, I like this book. For the price that I can get it for. This is the first appearance of I think it's the fourth Red Wolf. There's been several. He's the latest Red Wolf, but I got this one. It's a period book, takes place in 1872. So I think I shared some of these last week as well. So it's not my first copies of that, but I got I also got, and if this was just a straight, I think I bought these were like $1 a piece or something, $2 or something. That's a pickup for just a straight cover buy, man. That cover is dope. I just love that cover. That is so cool. But so this is where Red Wolf from 1872, he fights he battles a villain who has time travel ability, and he ends up in Earth 616, the Marvel Universe 616. So I haven't read the whole, because I just got these, but I think this is like a 4-issue run miniseries. Haven't read the whole thing, but that's kind of the synopsis of it. So that's how that guy ends up in our time. Now, while he's in our time, now I also picked up this cover E. action figure variant. So John Tyler Christopher action figure variant, picked up 2 of those. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, really neat. I like how they do that background there too, like the duotone look. So I picked that one up as well. But so the significance of this character is he ends up in there's a new Werewolf by Night that came out 2020. I think it was about December of last year. Yeah, the original showed up back in an early Avengers, like 80 in the 80s, or Avengers. I want to say 86, but I don't think that's right. But the Red Wolf, and he actually had a wolf as a sidekick. That it's an older book, but yeah, there's a new version of that character. So in the new Werewolf by Night, Red Wolf is going after this thing that they've had been sighted, or sightings of this creature. So Red Wolf goes after him, and they meet up and realize like they were actually after the same. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. They realize that they're actually tracking the same villain. They weren't after each other, so they partnered up. So I was like, all right, if that character, if the new Werewolf by Night is going to be in the holiday special next year, then why not have this Red Wolf in that as well? So yeah, that's the reason for that book. So if you can get them for a good price, then it's worth speculating, because if the character pops in there, stuff just goes nuts when those people show up in the movies and in the shows. So this is a book that I like, just because there's a lot of one, it's a great cover, but there's a lot of first appearances in this, and it's the Avengers Initiative #1. And I got 2 copies. There's a cover A and a cover B, and it actually connects to form like a really dope. Let me get that as close as I can. Yeah, this really dope cover. So there we go. Yeah, that's a cool one. Hey, what's up? Uncanny Swag. How you doing, brother? Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. I'm glad you guys stopped by. This was kind of random, but it's been almost a week since I've done anything. I do want to do content more frequently than that. But yeah, this Avengers Initiative, same book, just different cover A and cover B. Yeah, this is cover A. This is cover B. And there's like 6 new characters that they introduce in these books. So I like getting if I can get a cheap book, a cheap spec book, and it's got 5 or 6, your odds of hitting on a character are much greater. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm taking a break from. I was watching football. I'm in South Carolina, so I'm a University of South Carolina fan, and we played North Carolina today and beat them pretty handily. So I was happy that we finished the year in a bowl game and on a high note. So yeah, that was good. So I'm taking a brief break from football to share my content with you guys. Up next, this is Daredevil Annual #1, and there's a popular character on the cover, the return of Echo in this Daredevil Annual, and really cool. Thanks, man. I was super excited. I did not think we matched up well on paper with North Carolina. They are, on paper, they're a more talented team for sure. But I thought we held our own and did well. So you may have heard of this Echo character. She comes back and fights, battles some more. I don't know what the gist is, but I'm curious to find out what the story is here. But just about anything with Echo on the cover is like gold. So This one is listed in very good condition. I'd have to. It looks a little better than that actually, but this is Invincible Iron Man number 10. So this will be the second full appearance of Riri, and this was a really practical, like an inexpensive book, but one that probably, one that should probably be, the book maybe should be a little more expensive, and as that first appearance goes up, the second appearance certainly will be. So, yeah, I will plan on tuning in for y'all's game. That'll be a good one. Saturday is going to be fun. That'll be a good fun day filled with some good college football. That's what we're all about here in the South. I agree. I did like that series quite a bit. That was fun. I thought she did a great job as as Hawkeye. I thought she did a good job as Kate Bishop. So that was great. But second full appearance of Riri in this book. A good one to pick up and still pretty underpriced. This one is all right. These are bagged. So, the 90s trend of bagging books, you really should take them out of the bag. Yeah, man, it was fun. It was just a fun show, like her actually like putting labels on the arrows so they would know what's what. I just thought it was clever, and I like that it was set during Christmas too. So I thought it was just a real fun show. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's unfortunately those are Echo's getting out of hand. Go if you want to look up past sales on eBay for that Daredevil. There's 9 and 11 are the two books, but 9's technically the first appearance. 11 is the first cover appearance and origin maybe. But those books are just like, and then Mockingbird started spiking a bit too. So, hey, people worry too much about the MCU does not follow the comics 100%. They're going to do their own thing and fit everything in a comic doesn't translate well to a movie. So they're going to do their own thing. It was good spec. Now you're just like, now you're in full blown FOMO right now. Like, God, I should have bought it when it was 150. And that, you just like start going down a rabbit hole, man. And that's a spiral you do not want to get in for sure. But up next, we got Avengers Annual 22. So we know we got the Black Knight coming. Who the heck's he going to fight? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's Blood Wraith. Blood Wraith is a former squire of the Black Knight, and he becomes a villain. So I was like, okay, well, this is bagged. I think I've got a couple of copies of this that are not bagged. What is that? Yeah, I've got a couple of these that are not bagged. So this one is, I was like, all right, well, why is it bagged? Well, it's got the Blood Wraith card inside the bag. So I think I bought 2 copies of this that had already been unbagged, and so this is my first time seeing the card. So that's cool. But I mean, Blood Wraith is a pretty cool looking. I mean, what do you guys think? Blood Wraith is a pretty cool looking character. Would make for a good adversary for the Black Knight. So former squire. So there's a story there. There's certainly a connection. So I got 2 of those. Again, very, very reasonably priced. This, I was thinking about, okay, they're bringing back, let's see. Yeah, was good spec. They actually say do not do that because the seam that runs along the back center of the book, that seam that runs down there, will create a crease in the book. So they say take them out. And, the hope is that it can be pressed, that little seam, but it runs right down the middle. So it'll put a little indentation in the book. So they say, go ahead and take it out. But I mean, shoot, you're talking about this book was what, maybe 90s, I guess, early 90s, probably early 90s. So it's been like that for a while. So we'll see. Yeah, it's, I always liked the idea of keeping them in the bag, but you know, I don't know that I would grade this book, but if I were to do so, it's just like the Ghost Rider books. Those came in poly bags with a poster, and they say just take those out. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll just put the poster in the bag and board separately. Okay, so they're definitely doing, Daredevil's coming back. He's showing up. Still won't spoil anything. He's showing up around town. So I'm like, all right, who would be a cool, somebody? This is just purely okay. Who are some of Daredevil's adversaries over the years? And there are several that I like. Jester is a cool, like, I guess you call him a street level character. Jester's a cool character. There's another one I bought. Yeah. And I love I forget the guy's name who plays him, but he's a great actor, period. But he really plays I'm not sure if I could picture someone else playing that role. I really like him in that role. So I was like, okay, what would another good, who are some other guys who have been villains for Daredevil? And who else could pop up? So I don't know. I mean, I was just looking for, my criteria for this was Daredevil villain, cheap spec book. So those two criteria. This is a cool character, I think. His name is Bengal. First appearance of Bengal. He's a villain in the Daredevil world, and he's a martial arts master. It would just really make sense if somebody like that showed up. So I actually got I've got a direct and a newsstand on that. But I think it's a cool character, somebody that, well versed in martial arts. I mean, you could use them in Daredevil, you could use them in Iron Fist. But I kind of like that. I don't know. I just thought it was neat. I was like, hey, I'll grab them, and now there's video proof that I'm the first guy that said Bengal was somebody a Daredevil villain you need to spec on. No, I don't really try to do that. I basically do this video to share with you what I'm buying. I don't, it's like anything you do. Hey, take care, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much. And Happy New Year, and good luck to you guys on Saturday for sure. So, last from that package, I wanted to get in on this, and so I got the trade, I got the first free comic book day, and I bought issue 1 at my LCS. But Firepower, this is the trade for that. I think it was like $7. It was less than cover price. This is the prelude to the story. I don't know not a lot about it, but people who like it really like it. And it's like Robert Kirkman he definitely has a knack for putting together. Robert Kirkman was the writer on a lot of the 2099 stuff when it came out. So he's definitely got a knack for, maybe being on top. Marvel Zombies were his thing. So this is the trade. Nice thick trade there. For Firepower. Yeah, that's cool. That's good to hear, man. I've heard several people have really enjoyed that. I also got the free comic book day. So I'm curious to learn a little more about these about that series. But yeah, definitely Robert Kirkman he's got a gift. Okay, so I'm gonna get one more of these in. This one actually dropped today, but it's been in this one's been in travel longer, so I think this one deserves to be opened next. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. And yeah, the trade on that Firepower really looks good. Now this one I ordered a while back, so this may be a little tougher to. Hey, we'll figure this out together. This might be a little tougher to. I don't remember everything I had coming through on that one. And at some point, I've got to start chunking boxes. I hate to. I don't really sell enough stuff to warrant saving as many boxes as I have stacked over here beside me. I don't know. Maybe I will. I feel like I kind of used 2021. I just got back into collecting this year, so I feel like I'm kind of using that to. I feel like I'm behind a little bit. Like I haven't. I've got to catch up with some of these other folks who have been back at this a little longer. But it's interesting. It does appear as though a lot of people have gotten back in recently, and I'd like to think everybody will stick around, and I'm back and I'm enjoying it. And it's not about I really haven't I haven't been selling a lot of stuff for sure. So all right, here's some more. I think most of these, hopefully most of these are all together, but these are some good, got some good ones here. Definitely got some good ones here. I'm just like remembering everything, Okay, cool. So up first, we've got, oh gosh, I forget the guy. God, what's the guy's name? This is, Avengers 344, and gosh, I forget. There's a first appearance here. We've also got the Black Knight fighting the Swordsman, and I believe that's the new Swordsman. So, God, I forget who's in this one, but pardon me for that. That one slipped my mind a bit. I totally forgot. But that Black Knight stuff's just gonna be pretty solid. This one I like a lot. This is a book I like a lot, and I've been picking these up. Avengers World number 9. Yeah. Azari is the son of the Black Panther and Storm. And in this issue, so we've got one of the Avengers Heroic Age number 1 first cameo. Issue 8 or 9 of that Heroic Age, first full appearance. Then, so you've got 3 spec books for Azari if he ever shows up. This one is, first appearance in Avengers Heroic Age 8 or 9. I think it's 8. He's named Azari and like, hey, my name's Azari. So there's a little backstory on who he is as a character in this book. So there is some importance here. So I'm picking these up whenever I see them out there. I think it's a solid book. Now along those same lines, we've also got Avengers. This is a blank variant, second print blank variant. And this is that Avengers issue 1 I was just talking about. So first cameo of Azari in this one. And it's a second print blank variant. I picked up 5 of those just because I was like, you don't see many of those cover variants on this one, much less like a blank second print. There was a lot that intrigued me about this book. So I've got several of the cover A's, but I was like, that's cool. I don't even know. Like I checked eBay. I don't even see second print for sale on there, much less, priced or anything. So to go along with all that, all that echo speculation and what have you, I picked up a couple more. Like, so in that volume 2 of Daredevil, there's the first Echo story arc is like issue 9 through 15 or 16. The second is issue 51 through. Yeah, man. I haven't seen them. I just looked on eBay to see if there were even any for sale. At the time I did not see any. So well, looky here. Miss Hollywood starring in her own film, her own production on Tuesdays, and doing a fabulous job, I might add. So yeah, so right there. Doing a fantastic job, I might add. I've enjoyed it. Look at that. Just good people, man. Just good people. So y'all tight. Y'all all tight and everything. But y'all are doing a great job, man. It's really, y'all really play off of each other well. So it's been cool to see that. We got some talented folks in the content realm. So yeah. So that's awesome, man. I support you and I encourage you in every way that I can, and am, appreciative that we meet some darn cool people doing this stuff, and I'm going to meet a lot of the people that we end up, us chat folks, the ones that hang out in the chats on all these shows, we're going to end up meeting at some point. I feel certain. I like comic books. I like to travel. You can sandwich those two together and have a good old time. So we've all been fortunate to have some really cool people. So meet some really cool people. Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, everybody's just for the most part awesome. I mean, you're going to have some outliers, but I'd say for the most part, man. And it's interesting, like it's interesting that the connection is in comics. I mean, that's the thing we've got in common. But and I think Tylox even mentioned this too. It's like you meet for, like, this is the thing you think is your connector. Yeah, absolutely. Comics are the thing that's the connecting factor. But when you meet and you get to talk and you realize, like, hey, that dude likes bourbon, or hey, that guy likes cigars, or hey, she's into Daredevil or whatever, I mean, it's just a number of, so it's on the surface, we are all connected by comics, but I know there's deeper connections, and some good, friendships. I mean, all of you guys I've met in chat, and our only interaction is stuff like this. You've seen me do my thing, and I've seen y'all do your thing. And I was in chat when Uncanny Swag did his first panel, and just like killed it. So and everybody just loved that he was in there. And he's every chat, when I got back into this and started doing this stuff, every chat I was in, Uncanny Swag was popping in. And then I start seeing, Sheena was popping in and stuff. You start branching out and seeing these factions. Now they're overlapping a lot more. I think all the cool people are migrating to like a certain sector of the comic book realm, but I've really enjoyed it. So the second story arc for Echo in a very wonderful Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, Volume 2. Her second story arc started with issue 51. And this is just a wonderful David Mack cover. All of his are all these, this next stack I'm going to show you is all is all like definitely killed it. And this cover is just cool. We got Echo on the cover. It's a popular cover right now. So I've been picking these up whenever I see them, just because it's a neat, when you can't afford the first cover appearance, you start looking for these other opportunities. So this second arc that started with issue 51 also got 52. I've got quite a few of these, but I want to put together some sets. Maybe I'll sell a couple sets or something of these. But again, David Mack is just absolutely crushing it on this artwork, man. And that's the thing I fell in love with. The inside's got some spectacular panels too. I mean, it's just a really well done series. This was 53. So this second story arc it goes deeper into her just her origin story, family, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to pick up a couple more of those. And like I said, I'll pair these in sets or something maybe, but yeah, just thought that was. Now she actually meets Wolverine in this, which is interesting. And it would be absolutely nuts if they go into her. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Happy New Year to y'all too, by the way, if I haven't told you already. Hope y'all we're on New Year's Eve. So I'm getting ready. I was just trying to knock out some stuff. This is, I would imagine, is my yeah, man. All these are wonderful, man. That David Mack stuff is just awesome. Yeah. Hey, Sandra, how's it going? Appreciate you stopping by. So, yeah, all these Mac covers, man, love them. It would be cool when they do the Echo show if they go into like a origin, maybe do like a flashback, and if freaking Wolverine shows up, man, I'm just gonna lose it. I just don't think I can handle it. So, but that's cool, man. It looks kind of dreamy. She does kind of, but that's God, man, just look at his skill, dude. And I follow. I mean, I just love David Mack, man. I follow him on Instagram. I several artists that I follow, and I love watching them do their thing. You know, it's just great. So this is the last in that second. This is issue 55. Another beautiful cover, man. Just great watercolor kind of look. And but this wraps up that origin arc that runs from 51 to 55. So my last little batch here. This is another one that I like to pick up. I just don't see it that often. I really just don't see it around. So when I do, I grab it. I've been lucky finally to get a few of these, but Exiles #1. And we've got, all right, so we've got Blink, who's heading up this team. There's a couple of first appearances. I think, so this is Nocturne, who is Nightcrawler's daughter. And I need to go back and double check, but I think this might be her first. Need to double check. I picked up a couple of those because they're hard to find. I don't see them sitting around. And then they threw in a freebie for me. It's issue 2. So that was very nice. We like free stuff. So it's just a hard book to find. I don't see it that often. And when I do, I'll snag it. But I think, you know, I'm looking at all these teams and all the potential of these upcoming teams. So I do a fair amount of research because I spec on books. I do a fair amount of research. So what is going on, Phil? I hope you're doing well, man. Awesome. Man, I bought so many of those watching Lords of the Long Box. I was just like, I scoured my LCS. Because that was a book that you look on eBay, man, those started creeping up in price. So, but if I could find them for $5 or less, I jumped on them. So, you know, that 317 is one that I look for. I actually found a pretty good deal on a graded one back here. So I was like, look, I'm going to follow the kings of spec, you know, I'm going to follow those Lords of the Long Box and their speculation. Love that. I love that Sunday show too. Awesome. So yeah, that's so, you know, there may be something. You look at these teams. I was saying I went down a bit of a rabbit hole doing some spec stuff. And you start looking at these teams, and like I was looking at Thunderbolts. One of the books I've been picking up lately, I won't say it hasn't come in yet. It could very well be sitting in one of these boxes. But I started looking at so a while back, it was when Yelena Belova joined Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is the team that's going to pop up, though. Certainly, I definitely just think they make the most sense to me, I think. So I was looking at the first time Yelena Belova joined Thunderbolts. I would think that's probably a significant book. So I was like, okay, well, who else? Who are past members? And what are their first appearances? When did they join? So I've been going down, doing the spec stuff. You'll spend some time going down rabbit holes like that. But I think it's time well spent to make sure you're looking for the right stuff. So one of the books I picked up the last couple of weeks, and is Hawkeye was a member of the Thunderbolts. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. It's connected. I mean, I know I had the same reaction, Phil. I had the same reaction. I had the same reaction on that. But it's always good when Uncanny Swag hops in. But yeah, I mean, if you do spec, you'll end up going down a rabbit hole on that stuff, for looking at teams and who was on the team and all that kind of stuff. I got my first Russian spammer in my chat. So interesting. But that's it, folks. I appreciate you being here while I work my way through my stuff. And thanks a lot for stopping by. Thanks for the support this year. I'm looking forward to all of us having a wonderful 2022, and look forward to what the content and everything, what everybody's working on. I've got some goals for my content for next year that I think are going to be a lot of fun, and so yeah, I'm super excited about being able to. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to what everybody has in store. I'll look forward to supporting each and every one of you in your endeavors in 2022. And I look forward to, yeah, I'll be here supporting each and every one of you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support you bring me. And hey, let's don't party too hard. And I think most of you I will see Saturday night at some point. Apparently there's a show that's returning or something. I haven't heard a lot about it, but yeah, of course we know it's Spine Ticks, and we're all very excited about Spine Ticks. Was another rabbit hole I went down on, when I started wow, people on YouTube are talking about comics, and let me watch this and that. And so it's just cool to have Sith and the gang back, and was fortunate enough to sit with oh yeah, man, that's awesome. Good. So was fortunate enough to sit in with the designated decoys a couple of times while they held it down while Sith was doing his thing. So great group of guys, and just had a ton of fun hanging out with you folks. So hey, I'm back to football. I'm going to have football. I'm going to watch some football. I'm going to have a cigar. I'm going to grab my diet sweet tea. And Southern Comic Geek, what is going on? You're catching me on the tail end. And man, I left a comment on, I went to check out one of your live videos, and I did the same thing, man. I walked in the door as everybody was turning the light out. So I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you so much. Please go back and check out the rewind and leave me a thumbs up and a comment. And, I value everyone's opinion, and you've certainly been at it for a while, and appreciate you. And yeah, so Yeah, I don't think I'm interesting enough to go another 50 minutes. So, or else I would consider that, but I don't think I'm quite interesting enough to do that. But hey, let's come back and do it again. Shoot, I'll next time I'll throw the link up, and you know, I'll get some of you guys to hop in here with me, man. That would be awesome. Man, get out of here with this track. How do you ban somebody on? Can I block this guy? They didn't go down today. My Gamecocks took down the Tar Heels. So that's it's just a superior. See, most people can't recognize superior football. That's the problem, is that most folks don't recognize a superior conference. I'll be rooting for you guys, Phil. I'll be rooting for you guys. I've got no love for the Bulldogs. I'd like to call them a rival, but you actually have to beat them in order to beat the rival. Yeah. Now, Southern Comic Geek, who do you pull for? Who's your team? If you're Southern, you have to like college football. I don't think they let you live down here without liking college football, So yeah, who's your curious to see who your team is, but yeah. Well, you always got your pro team though, man. You always got your pro team. So that's but there's college, there's something different about college for us down here. We just in fact, if any of you are ever here during football season, I will make sure you at least, if we don't go to the game, I will take you to an official SEC level tailgate experience at the University of South Carolina, the Fighting Gamecocks of South Carolina. So let me know, and I'd be happy to host you for the tailgate. It's going to be more fun than getting in I don't like big, you getting big crowds like that anymore, man. I get ornery, I'm an old guy, so I get ornery. So I'd rather tailgate and just hang outside and watch the tailgates we do. Excuse me. The tailgates we do, it's a big, tents all together, connected together, and food for as far as the eye can see, and beverage table with all the goodies. And I'm okay. I actually don't think most people there would recognize it. They'll think it's like maybe you pull for like is that a soccer team or something? Is this guy root is KU? Is that for hockey or something? I don't know if any of our if any of our folks would recognize that. Okay. Of course, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you gotta like some just play it, man. You know it. I love you, man. Yeah, that's but yeah, if anybody wants to travel, we'll do the comic book thing, but I'll make sure you get a good old Southern college football tailgate under your belt. And it's an experience you won't. I would expect nothing less. So yeah, I say it in jest, man, just playing with you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. It's always fun to, I always see the link to these videos when I get done. I'm like, dang, man, nobody's going to watch this whole thing. But I have such a great time interacting with the people in the chat, and that's what I enjoy. I like sharing what I buy, but I want to talk to my people while, the people who are in there in the chat supporting me. I am appreciative, and I thank you for that. And I want to extend the support. So Southern Comic Geek, I'm going to go. Now, circumstances, I watched one of your videos this morning while I was having coffee. My commitment is we're getting ready to shut the lights down. Minutia Minute. It's okay, man. It's okay. Hey, this is my last video. I know it's interesting that we do have other interests, don't we, Phil? I was talking about that earlier. We do have other things. So yes, we are getting ready to shut the lights off. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much for just an impromptu get together. I've got a video for Minutia Minute to watch. I got Circumstances this morning, his latest haul, where he yet again did not meet his 10 book limit, which I haven't seen him meet it yet. So I'm starting to think it's all just a complete sham. So, and then Southern Comic Geek, I want to go back and, you're going to get my morning, tomorrow morning. I'm going to pour me a nice cup of coffee and head over to your site. And I want to check up with, I want to check in with Minutia Minute and also with Southern Comic Geek and, get caught up on their stuff. Cause I saw your Batman stuff. Yeah, well, you are. I mean, you're catching, and I appreciate you. You have been very consistent on catching on the rewind, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, and your videos are excellent. One of my goals for next year is to get into a little more editing, and let's get a logo and all that stuff. So it's just time and money. Hey, So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm going to go check out some college football. You guys have a fantastic evening. There's some stuff coming up over the next couple days. I think there's a big thing for low grades tomorrow night. Are doing a big. I think they're actually doing a drawing for their the money they collected for charity. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate it. I am too. And we're going to meet in person at some point. I guarantee you. It is going to happen. So you betcha. I appreciate you. Oh, that would be fantastic. Who's gonna? Let me see if you can you have the draw? I mean, it's really tough to imitate the draw. So somebody said when we were doing the designated decoys last Saturday, somebody said Brad's accent is subtle. And I was like, that's hey, look, it's hard to determine sarcasm in texting, but you're laying it down pretty thick and I'm picking it up. So but it's okay, man. I embrace the draw. So yeah, low grades tomorrow night, big drawing for those guys. They were collecting money for charity for like canine and feline cancer. And so had a really good response to that, but they're giving away. If they weren't giving anything away, I would have given to it. I'm just a huge, I actually lost 2 pets over the last year. I had 2 dogs that both passed away in about the last year and a half. They both passed away. So that was kind of like their offering, in memory of them. I donated to this, to J2 Ramirez that had lost his dog recently. So it's we love them, man. We're close to them. So it's tough to it's tough. It's absolutely heartbreaking. But they, you get good people. They're trying to fight that battle and had some people rally behind them to support that cause. And so I'm I'm very happy to be a part of that. So tune in to the low grades tomorrow. If they weren't giving anything away, I could pretty much guarantee you a fun show. So tune in tomorrow. They took last week off, so they will have a lot of pent up energy. So yeah. Happy day before the day before. No, man, it is. Yeah. Oh, I think about them all the time, man. All the time. I'll stumble upon a picture or something, and it's tough. One of these days, I'll let y'all see a picture of them because they are like, they are the cutest. I had tiny dogs, man. They are like the cutest tiny dogs. But yeah, it's I look forward to getting home from work because they were excited to see me and all that stuff. So that's yeah, I support that cause. But tune into those guys. They're great. Of course, Spine Tick Saturday night is going to be epic, guaranteed. I don't know that I don't know. We'll see if they've had a change of heart about staying on for 8 to 10 hours. But we're almost at an hour for this show, and I think that's a good stopping point, man. I appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you for helping me sort through all this stuff. And I appreciate your support and coming by. This is the third time I've said goodbye, so I'm really going to do it this time. But I like talking to you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Y'all take care. I'll see you in the chat. Make sure you click that like, click the subscribe, click the notification bell, and we'll hang out again. Let's do it again in the future. So y'all take care and have a fantastic day. See you soon.